Hello sweeties, hope you're doing well. Let's start with a new math lesson which is called proportions. First, let's start with the definition of proportion and let's consider these two fractions, 4/5 and 16/20. If we want to start by 4/5 and to multiply the numerator and the denominator with the same digit which is 4, we'll get the fraction 16/20. And if we want to begin with the 16/20 and simplify the numerator and the denominator with the same digit which is 4, we'll get back to the fraction 4/5. So whether you are scaling up, which I mean multiplying, or scaling down, which I mean dividing, in both cases you're getting equivalent ratios or equivalent fractions as you studied in grade 4 and grade 5. So here we can say that the fraction 4/5 is equal or equivalent to the fraction 16/20. So what's the definition of proportion? Proportion is nothing more than equivalent ratios or equivalent fractions. How can the definition of proportion help me in the first objective in our lesson? Proportional sequences. What do I mean by sequences? Sequences is a group of numbers. How can I prove that two sequences, such as these two sequences or group of numbers, that are proportional? To prove them proportional, all what you have to do is to prove that the three fractions, and why three fractions? Because each sequence is formed of only three terms. So back to our main point, how can I prove that these sequences are proportional? We have to prove that the three fractions which are formed of as numerators the terms of the second sequence and as denominators the terms of the first sequence, we have to prove these three fractions that they are equal. As you can notice, if we simplify 10/2 by 2, we'll get an answer 5. And if we simplify this fraction over here by 4, we'll get an answer also 5. And if we simplify 25/5 by 5, we'll get the answer 5. So these three fractions are equal and the three of them are equal to 5. So in this case, we can call these two sequences as proportional sequences. And if I move them into a table, because I have these three fractions are equal, I can call this table a proportionality table. So all what I need to name a table a proportionality table is to show that the fractions or the ratios are equal. And if you can notice that the numbers in the second row are obtained by multiplying the numbers of the first row by 5. Here 5, we call it the proportionality coefficient, and we can find the proportionality coefficient by finding the answer of the fractions. For example, if you check the table over here and if you want to see if it is a proportionality table or not, first let's take these three fractions. We have to check whether they are equal or not. If we simplify 9/3 by 3, we get 3. If we simplify 18/6 by 6, we get also 3. If we simplify 24/8 by 8, we get also 3. So they are all equal and equal to 3. So we can call it a proportionality table with a proportionality coefficient which is 3. And you can also notice that we can get the numbers of the first row by dividing the numbers in the second row by 3. I love you so much. See you in the next video.